Oh, right. Well, hey there. It's just another day on Sunstone, being a skeleton bat cat with a broken ankle, and I'm also green. No, but I got the spooky carriage. I did it, and I did it organically, and you get to see why I need it now. This is literally a cluster of a challenge that I am doing with a couple of my awesome friends, Luna Crossings and Cozy Haven Crossing ACNH here on YouTube. Check them out if you haven't, okay? They're both great. So what we decided for this collab was that we were each going to pick 5 unrelated items, put them all together, and we each have to use all 15 items in this build. Now we can use other items too, but we have to include all 15 of these really random items. You want to hear what they are? Okay, we have Mario block, throwback dino scream, garden gnome, scrapbook, lily pad table, mini cactus set, skateboard, star clock, decayed tree, barbell, spooky carriage, dollhouse, jam, moon, and bookshelf. So yeah, all 15 of those things have to be included in this build. I think the others managed to do this on Happy Home Paradise. I think they already win for that. Not that this is a competition, but I tried that. I couldn't do it there. I need more space and some other things which we'll talk about. But yeah, I'm actually excited about this because I really like to be challenged, by using super random things that don't normally go together. It's kind of my jam. It's funny because we're using jam. Anyway, I forgot to change my eyebrows, but I'll do that. Let's just go. Okay, voiceover Liz here, because there was no way in heaven or earth or hell that I was going to do this and talk at the same time. So as with all of my stuff, I go in unscripted. So time to just be awkward as hell, okay? Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, so here's me using the blocks. As you can see, kind of did some stuff. I laid the foundation down before I started recording just because it was taking so long to figure out like what I was going to use. But there I am looking at it. We got some bookshelves. We've got some codes. I'll link all that or put all that in the description if you want to use anything you see here. But yeah, I wanted to try to use the Mario blocks as like kind of a brick wall up on the top layer of this building area because, for one thing, I have to use them. For another thing, I wanted to put stuff on it, and you can't put stuff on fencing. So this was kind of how I decided to include random items, which I did bite myself in the butt because I put them all down before I put the items down. So I actually have to go back in a minute and put the items on top of them one at a time. But yeah, I wanted to go for like a 2-layer building situation with like apartments on top and then like a little rundown street situation on the lower level. So I think I kind of achieved that. This is something I've always wanted to do, this kind of build. And I actually am going to put something like this on this spot of the island. There's the moon. See, I couldn't do this on Happy Home Paradise. I wanted it to be up a level, like peeking out. So here we had to go. But anyway, like I was saying, it works out because I want there to be a space like this on my island anyway, where there's just like random town vibes, a street, which I do end up like closing this off with pathing here in a bit. So the street just ends into sidewalk on both sides because right now I'm not totally sure it's gonna be like right in this exact spot, but it was a really good way to start practicing like how to do this because I tend to do more with nature, and it's exciting to think that I'm gonna do like a big kind of town, village, rural. I don't know for sure exactly what the vibes will be, but that kind of area on this island because I never do that, and I see people layering, so many cool items, with the terraforming, with, just different things that you wouldn't even think to use. And I finally kind of got to use this as a chance to experiment and start to see, how it's going to work. So basically when I saw, the spooky carriage, the moon, just some of that random stuff, I thought it's gotta be Halloween. I am really curious what the others did. I kind of wonder if we all went with like a Halloween look or something, but I mean, that's what my soul wanted. It is getting close to October, and I don't know about y'all, but my local grocery stores already have all the spooky stuff out, and I'm so ready for that time of year, So here it is. I'm jumping into it. I would love to do a whole Halloween desert island, like to totally Halloweenify my island, but that's probably not realistic. So that being said, I decided to kind of stick with my island's vibes to some degree, so it's still gonna be like a desert in this build. By the way, I'm in November in the game, so the grass isn't as brown as usual, but that's okay. But I decided to keep, that desert feel, kind of let it still feel like my island, but we're including all these random items, and it's Halloween, and it's kind of like a rundown, dumpy little street that, there's just random stuff. It's kind of a silly little town. Like, these people have some really random things outside of their apartments, as you can see. Like, what is going on here? The gnome scares me a little bit. I'm like, I think it's a cursed object. I think something lives in there, but it's okay. It's okay. Like I said, it's really cool to be challenged to use items you wouldn't normally even think about putting together or using at all, for that matter, but much less together, So if you have a couple of friends who play this game, I highly suggest y'all try this challenge. Just each of you pick some random items, put them all together, and see what you can come up with. It's really fun. I think I like the result, actually, even though, like I said, this isn't going to stay exactly like this. I may have to move the whole building area around. That's okay. I really just wanted to go crazy. And as you can see, the spooky carriage is being pulled by the lovely throwback dino. He's leading the parade. I guess it's a parade, I guess. So I initially wasn't going to use this spot where I am right now. I was going to just kind of let it end where the sidewalk is, but you know me. I can't just like stop. I can't just be stopped. I have to just be ridiculous. So this does make for better pictures because the stuff that I put down here really comes into play, I think, in the foreground. It's a nice vibe. It's a nice spooky vibe. Speaking of the spooky vibes, this really got me thinking about how nice it might be to someday if I ever decide to get another Switch, and by decide I mean if it's ever a good financial decision to make, but would it ever be a good one? I don't know, but it really would be fun to have a seasonal island, I think, where I could like decorate through the seasons as the time goes on. Let me know, do any of y'all still do that? I feel like so many of us these days just have seasonal islands that we just kind of go from one to the next, and we just go seasonally or not even seasonally, we go by theme, so here I am on my second desert island ever, so original. But wouldn't it be wild to not be stuck in a 9-day loop? If you do that, if you are also stuck in a loop, let me know. I don't want to feel like I'm insane, but that's basically what I have to do as of right now, because I keep the grass in that first 9 days of December. It's the best grass, but right now it looks pretty okay too, especially since I allowed my island finally to feel like autumn, even though there's no trees over here. I did not feel like messing with any trees, but look at Audie. It never fails. As soon as you put a chair down, a villager will appear out of the abyss and be like, "Ah, yes, I don't mind if I do. It doesn't matter what you're doing or where you are, they will show up." What was I saying? Told you it would be awkward, but yeah, I would like to maybe have a seasonal island one day. Okay, here's the garland, the festival garland. Talk about a throwback. So does anyone else remember pre 2.0 when we didn't have the party lights arch and we had to use the festival garland in place of them? I did so much grinding for those. Like, on Nookazon eventually, but before that, I was just doing it with doing it with Pave. I was about to say that. I was getting them from Pave. It was like an abusive relationship almost, because I kept going back, and you know how long it takes to get anything from him. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Pave, but it's a hot mess. It takes hours just to get one garland from him, and when you need 20, yeah, I'm so glad I moved on from that life. That was not fun. But yeah, I got kind of nostalgic doing this because one of the first things I did on Sage that was an actual like themed thing, like a real vibe on my island, was an autumn like Halloween situation. Like, I had a really cute pumpkin carving area. Maybe I'll put up a picture of that if I can find it, because I was so proud of that. I still am. Like, it was so cute. And it was so nice to just have like a general vibe on most of the island. And then, you know, I flattened it all down and made it a desert, which, you know, I loved that. I love what Sage became. But yeah, this was pretty nostalgic, because one of my favorite things I did first on Sage was make it a Halloween-y fall, you know, autumn area. So it was fun to do this again. I really like the spooky items in this game. There's a lot of potential there with them. This was just me trying to make it less awkward on the edges, just for like the sake of pictures and making it look kind of complete on both sides, you know? So right now it basically looks like a giant Happy Home Paradise plot. You know how when people do like streets on the Happy Home plots, you have to just kind of end the street pathing. Yeah, it just looks like that, but on my island, because I needed to stop it somewhere, you know, and just kind of make it look complete on both sides. Again, mostly for the pictures and just completing the area. This is the build, you know. So that's what's going on here. I did that. I tried my best to make it look more cohesive, just, you know, less awkward. It doesn't just end into nothing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too OCD, too perfectionist, but here I was adding random things to try to, again, kind of make that junky vibe, that grungy, like, is that the right word? I don't know, but like kind of run down, kind of abandoned area. We love some leaves. We look at Kiki. She belongs. Like, she belongs. I want to make the whole thing, you know, just spooky right now. I really do. Look at her. She's like, yes, this is her stuff, you know. She loves it. So anyway, here's some random things. I try to just drop things here and there. I think in a minute I start putting like leaves down, you know, the little maple leaves. I don't like too much empty space. Like, I know there is such thing as too much clutter, but this is supposed to be kind of a cluttery area, and I wanted there to just be like leaves everywhere and just random things that make it feel like a really lived in little street, a little town, you know, where people are just hanging out and there's stuff, you know, there's trash, there's vibes. What can you say? But I'm actually gonna be sad, I think, when I have to redo this without the spooky stuff. Like, I love it. It'll be fine though. I can just emphasize the desert feel a little bit more. And this isn't exactly the vibes that I'm thinking for permanently having on the town part of my island, but I'm gonna miss the spooky stuff. Like I said, maybe I'll kind of Halloweenify part of Sunstone, you know, for October, because I don't think I'm gonna be like totally done before then, you know. I just should time out. Maybe I'll have more done and we can kind of do some spooky vibes. It was really fun to see all my villagers being cute with their costumes. So yeah, maybe we need to do that like in a video. Let me know. But anyway, let's go and do the final walkthrough after I've added even more details. See? Look at me. I have my eyebrows. I'm not green. I look fine. Okay, ignore everything to the right of the water. We are going into the build itself, and yeah, here we go. I did a little bit more on the sides just to kind of complete it a little bit more. There's the moon. I think the clouds are a nice look, and my cat just chose to walk in right now. So if you hear cat sounds, well, you know. Oh, the cricket. Anyway, yeah, you got your leaves, you got your stuff up there. All 15 items are included. Key, you're jingling really loudly. But yeah, you got all your things. What do you think? Here it all is. All the items. We even have the little cactus set again up here because I love it, and it can't hurt to throw a cactus next to a spooky tower, you know? There's an angle of it. We love the angles, even though you see how flat the boy is. What's his name? Harold. We're gonna name him after the meme that I put in a lot of my videos. Good old Harold representing the pain man. Yeah, so the dino is named Harold officially in honor of him. Just a couple more angles, a little closer up. You can see all the random things that are up on the wall. I don't know. I like it. I like the town junkie vibes. I'm excited to do more of this. So thank you to my friends for getting me to experiment like this. It's a lot of fun. And I had to skip forward and let you see it at night with these storefronts lit up because, again, I kind of think, is this even better? Okay, my soul loves the orange of the sunset. I love the orange hour in this game. Look at my Instagram feed if you haven't and you'll see what I mean. But I like this too. I really do. Like, the storefronts being lit up really add that extra, you know, a little extra magic. So I like this. You know, I don't think my whole island would ever be at this time of day, but it works for the build, right? I mean, it's officially spooky out. Okay, y'all, thanks for joining me. I'm gonna call it here, but remember, please go check out Luna Crossings and Cozy Haven Crossing ACNH. They're in the description. I can't wait to see what they did. I know whatever it is, it's good, so go check them out. Thanks again, y'all, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.